everyone. I am Corrina Carter, President and CEO of CMS Mortgage Solutions in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I hope that you guys are having a great day and welcome to today's sales rally. So, we are going to talk a little bit today about your business flow, and the important things that we look at, not just really in our brokerage as far as our day to day, but the business tactics, what we need to be following up on, what we need to be doing. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story, just 2 seconds, and then we're going to go into some tips that I think help me develop my business and what I think will help you, or even if you just take away one thing from today of what that will look like. So I'm going on 16 years now in August as CMS Mortgage. At some point in my life, I decided I wanted to be a business owner. So, in being a business owner, you have to know all the facets about your business and what that looks like for you. So, I'd like to give you a little bit of tips on working with your staff and working with your people and keep yourself organized for you too as well. So the number one thing that I believe that has helped me throughout my 24 years in the mortgage industry is staying organized. And staying organized to me means I make my list on Sunday and Wednesday every single week. Besides going through my pipeline, my list consists of my goals, any type of set goals that I want to do for that week or tasks that I have coming up. So I write those out along with what I want to achieve with my pipeline as well. So on Saturday nights, I may do just a little jot down, but Sunday before I come in Monday morning, just to release that, just to say, hey, I need to know what I am going into on a Monday morning. As we know, a lot of us come in with our hair on fire on Monday mornings. But once you have a list together of possibly days that you want to achieve that, what that looks like for you, I believe that will help you a ton. Coming into Wednesday, what have I done Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday so far? What is it going to look like going into the weekend that I can actually take some time off? So, my number one tip for you guys is staying organized. How do you do that, and what does that look like for you? Number two is give credit where credit is due. So share your goals. So I was just at the Women with Vision Awards last week. It was phenomenal. Everybody was sharing their goals. They were sharing how they achieved, how they got to where they are. It was just really great. So don't be afraid to share your goals, your business successes with your team as well. We also look at other people. We share the outside world into our business. So don't be afraid to share your people. Pat them on the back. Tell them what they're doing great. Always give thanks. I know my team thinks I'm crazy most of the time, but they never get tired of me saying thank you. When each person leaves for the day, I always say thank you. And most of the time, I even tell them, come back, because I want them to come back to work the next day because I know our pipeline is flowing good and if everybody comes into work. So you want to build that camaraderie around your people. So give credit where credit is due. That's my number two thing I think I've learned in my 16 years. The others is number three is treat your employees well. My whole philosophy is I would love to treat everyone as I expect to be treated. So what comes around goes around. They are the first line of communication with your customers. The first thing you want your person, your processor, your setup person, your LOA, you want them to be in position to say, "Hello, this is Corrina Carter with CMS Mortgage. How can I help you today? How are you doing?" You want them to have a warm and fuzzy. You want to make sure that they're communicating with your customer and not to walk into the workplace feeling like, oh, I don't want to be at work. Hey, this is Karina. How are you? You want to really say, treat your employees well. What can you do differently? I know as far as little goodies here and there, what are their favorite things? What do they like to do? Maybe just that little pat on the back here and there. For me, it's buy lunch for my staff, maybe from their favorite place, maybe once a week do something different for one of the other staff members, but definitely giving them thank yous as well. So treat your employees well. Birthdays, how can you remember their birthdays? Facebook is great for that now. So most people try to remember birthdays. I am better at that because of Facebook. So definitely be in a position to where you want to be supportive to your staff, not belittling, be motivated, not pressured or bullied, and be coached up, not torn down. How can we coach them up to that next step of what they're going to do for you? So provide awesome customer service. So right before our sales rally today, I did a little video with my grandson, and we were talking about customer service. Your customers will tell a friend about their experience. And this is something no company should ever stop working on as far as customer service. For us, it's been our reviews. We've been working on our reviews for a whole year. And you say, well, how do you work on your reviews for a whole year? Because we're working on our process. What does that look like for each person? So we definitely want to be in a position that we want our reviews to shine out. So we want to provide awesome customer service. And as everybody knows, you want that Chick-fil-A experience, right? What does that look like for your Chick-fil-A experience? Is you want them to always be wanting to come back and provide my pleasure, right? It's my pleasure to serve you. It's my pleasure to help you. So, number four is to provide awesome customer service. Make it about the experience. Number five is be your own business. Be creative, do not get bogged down by comparing your company and copying other people. You can swipe and adapt different things that other people do, and you can make it your own, but be your own. Be who you want to be in your business and line it up with a peer that can give you some constructive feedback too as well. That way you know you're not going out of your comfort zone, or should I say, you're not being someone that you shouldn't be, even though you do need to stretch that comfort zone and stretch that rubber band some to become a little bit more, whether it be growth or whether it be sales central, what is it that you're looking to do? So be your own business. Tough love, but with love. What does that look like for you? So you also want to, and in number six, differentiate yourself. So find something about your business that makes you different. What is unique? What is special? So one of the tips when I hire new loan officers or hire loan officers to come in is says, what does every loan officer talk to an agent about? They talk about conventional, FHA, VA, so talk about something else. How can you set yourself apart from someone else? So your special niche products, your reverse mortgages, your 203Ks. You may not do a lot of them, but if you go into an office and you know that, and you know those programs and you talk about them, the most 99% of other loan officers are not going into the office talking about those. So set yourself apart. Real success is developing champions in life, win or lose. So, number seven, as a business owner, as a brokerage, don't overhire. So, having payroll that is too high is not a good thing, but having employees that are not busy is even worse. So, making sure to see where you align yourself with. Don't overhire, but at the same time, be prepared. So, what does that look like for your business? So, number eight, create a positive and collaborative work environment. This year's been really different for all of us. So, a lot of us got used to working from home a little bit more. Fortunately for me, I'm only 2 miles from my house, and we do have a home office environment here. So, most of my staff didn't want to work from home, but we gave them the opportunity to work from home. But part of that is because of the positive environment we have here at the office. We have a kitchen, we have bathrooms, we have a gym. So, what does that look like? How are you going to create that positive and collaborative work environment? We started doing that by having 2 Zooms a day, 9:30 and 3:30 with our admin staff. We try and keep it under 12 minutes, 15 at tops. We talk about problem solving, we talk about CDs going out. So we actually collaborate every single day, twice a day now. And whether we're right next door or we're across the street in our other building, we still do the 9:30 and 3:30 Zooms. We're going to do that forever. It has definitely helped our work environment and everybody helping each other. Number 9 is have fun. What can you do to have fun together? It's been tough the past year not being able to do as much to have fun. So usually once a year we do a team building slash training event either in the Outer Banks, which is just about an hour from us, or the year before last we did Williamsburg. So right now that is on my list this week of goals and things I'm doing is planning what we're going to do team building and also business planning for 2022. So we usually do it in October, November, and we set a weekend apart. We do 3 or 4 days outside the office and we do some team building and along with tag team with some training. So, number 10 is something we do each year too, as well. Last year, we did the Habitat for Humanity event for the Women Build Week. So, give back. So, number 10 is giving back. What can you do in your community and give back? We usually donate at least every year, twice a year, to the women's shelter here. And then we do a Habitat for Humanity event as well. So, number 10 is give back. Number 11 is don't stop thinking about new ideas. Complacency is the demise of your business. Steve Jobs said it best when he said stay hungry. So when we look to hire, that's the first thing everybody says is even though they're green, they're hungry. What does hungry mean? So, have you lost your appetite for being hungry in the business? I'm 24 years in. So, in order for me to stay hungry, I tag team off a part of my staff. My operations manager is my son. He helps me with that. He is forever giving me ideas every single day in staying hungry. What does that look like for you guys? How are you going to stay hungry? Um, then I'd talk about focus. So number 12 would be focus. How can you stay focused? Right now, we talk about in our business all the time, and we go through things as far as we get so far off track, social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. How long can you sit there and scroll through and you're focused on that, but then you lose focus on what you were doing 5 minutes ago? What does that look like for you to refocus? Do you need a couple days off of social media? Do you need a couple days outside of the office? We're doing tomorrow morning, we're doing a marketing planning event. We do it once a month now, and we're doing outside the office. So we do it in my sunroom at my house. And that helps us stay a little bit more focused. If we're in the office day to day, the phone rings, different things like that. So get refocused. What are you going to focus on? How often do you decide how you're going to focus and what does that look like for you guys? So, number 13 is assess your ROI. I was doing that right before our call and looking at our lenders and where we are as far as our comp plans. What does that look like for you guys? Now that COVID's over, does that need to be adjusted up or down? So, but spend more on those items that have a higher return. So, are you doing any Facebook, any Google ads? What have you guys done as far as to assess your ROI? If you do not know your ROI on different incentives, decision making is much harder. So, definitely dissect. So, I talked about on one of the broker podcasts how we dissected our processing workflow and we determined what our ROI was for each individual actual position in the whole company for processing stages. And that made a difference on how we were going to be able to adjust for our comp plans during COVID. And now we're readjusting to make that a little different after COVID and trying to set ourselves apart. So definitely assess your ROI. Winning doesn't necessarily always equal success. You could be winning in something, but not necessarily was that your biggest successful moment. So the small wins, celebrate the small wins. What do they look like for you? So, number 14, this also I was just talking about with my grandson too, is be bold. How do you actually be bold? How are you setting yourself apart again as far as be bold? Don't be afraid to try and fail. Many times you will succeed. We all fail and have I've been fired. So I would not be in the mortgage industry if I had not got fired from my job. I want to go worship the ground and thank them for firing me all the time, or I would not be here. So I've got fired in 1997 because my 4-year-old nephew was diagnosed with cancer, and my boss told me that I could not leave my job that weekend because it was one of the busiest weekends. It was May going into summer. I was selling timeshare. So you guys know how that goes. And it was an interesting weekend. And he's like, we're going to be doing all kinds of things. And we got so many people coming in. You need to be doing this, this, and this. And I said, I have got to go be with my family. My boss literally said, "If you walk out that door, you will never come back." And I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" I mean, like, I don't know what's going on. My nephew's being helicoptered to a hospital, and you're telling me I can't be there for my family, that I have to be here for you? Needless to say, I walked out the door. So that was a very bold choice I made. 2 weeks later, yes, I was crying on the couch and unemployed. However, I was very thankful I was there for my sister and my nephew. My best friend, who is still one of my partners in business today, she said, "I know this guy who does mortgages, Corrina." I said, "I don't know how to spell mortgage. What do I gotta do?" And she was like, "Can you go and fill some notes at the courthouse? And you're gonna just jot some down and you're gonna go over information. You're gonna take it back to him." And I said, "I'll go in and talk to him about it." So needless to say, we did. So we were very bold in that decision. We went into that decision of being a Girl Friday, and here I am today owning my own company with 28 employees. So don't be afraid to fail. You don't know when that opportunity, that door is going to open that may just be your next successful moment that you can take as an individual. So take that chance. If you do not take any chances, you don't get any. Go for it. How many times have you learned that story that I started my business on $100? So I just told you, if you go to see any motivational speaker, what do they tell you? They just tell you the Karina story. She got fired from her job. Now she built a company. Now she has 28 employees and she's providing for 4 generations. So build that story. Be bold. What does it take? What does it look like for you? 15 is my number one thing I think I love the most, and people always wonder why I still go to events, why I still do things. 24 years in the business, why do I still go to motivational talks? Why do I listen to podcasts? Why do this? Always be learning. The most important thing I think in any business is always be open to learning. Be willing to receive advice. Know that you have room for improvement, but also be selective in the advice upon which you act. People who know me think I travel, and I do, but I 100%. I combine my travel with my work life. So most of the time, I've always gone on a 3-day extra trip with combined to going to Vegas for a conference or combined to going. So I just came back from, like I said, the Women with Vision Awards. And in regards, I stayed a day before and 3 days after. And that was part of my release for myself. So, I learned so much there. It was so enlightening that I learned so much from every speaker that we got to see and every person's story. So keep in mind, I just always get asked all the time is, why do you still go? And I talk to my staff and say, if you're not, I register them for classes every year. If it's not an out of office class, they have to take an in office class. I always promote them to get an extra license in another state, do an extra certificate for this. So definitely be in the position to where you're promoting that too within yourself and within your staff is always be learning. Silence your mind and truly listen to what people are saying. So we listen a lot and we have to listen to your consumer story. What does that look like for their story? How are you going to guide them in the right place and to the right product or to the right program if you are not listening? So be able to silence your mind. So definitely be in a position to where you listen more. So validate, encourage, empathize, and support. So I want to go back over just real quick and just revisit exactly my 15 things. Number one, stay organized. Number two, give credit where credit is due. Number three, treat your employees well. Number four, provide awesome customer service. Number 5, be your own boss. Number 6, differentiate yourself from others. Number 7, don't overhire. Number 8, create a positive and collaborative work environment. Number 9, absolutely have fun. Number 10, give back. What can we do better? Number 11, don't stop thinking of new ideas. What ideas can you come up with? Number 12, focus. Focus or refocus. Number 13, assess your ROI. Are you doing great there? What do we need to do to improve ourselves? Number 14, be bold. How can we be bold? What does that look like for you guys? And number 15, always be learning. I think you're listening to this because what? You're open to learning. So let's always be learning. What can we do to help each other? Our community is so great right now in what we're doing and how we're collaborating and how we're helping each other and what it's going to do to take to the next step to have the whole broker world be acknowledged for the great that we're doing for the consumer for how it is. It's better to go to your local mortgage broker because of the customer service, because of all the 15 things we're talking about here that we can put into each consumer. And definitely take a look at your reviews. Like I said, we were really working on, we wanted those reviews to reflect our company. So be in position to where you think about these 15 things. How do they apply to your business and what you could be doing better with your team and your sales team, your operations team and how that looks like for you guys. I am always here to help. If there's anything that I can do for you guys, please reach out to me. And I hope that you guys stay tuned for next week's sales rally. If there's anything I can do, I'm Corrina Carter with CMS Mortgage. Please reach out and have a wonderful day.